Welcome to BeyondAges.com. I'm Melanie, and today we're going to talk about texting women confidently. In the world of dating, confidence plays such an important role for both men and women. Learning how to convey this confidence through text can take some practice, but that's exactly what we're about to get into. If at the end of this video you're looking for even more in-depth information on texting a woman, don't forget to check out BeyondAges.com and our step-by-step video guides to attracting women online. The most important rule of texting: always keep the conversation light and playful. It doesn't matter how long you've known her, this is the golden rule. You want to associate yourself with fun and excitement. Slipping into a discussion about the stock market is not the way to go about that. This doesn't guarantee success. What it gives you is the opportunity to keep things going and build rapport. Let's talk about what comes next. Replace questions with statements. A large part of conveying confidence through text is in the wording. Rather than asking a bunch of questions and leaving her to make the decisions, make suggestions instead. Rather than, would you maybe be interested in seeing a movie sometime this week? Try it as a suggestion. I'm free Thursday night. We should go check out that event on 4th. It's a subtle difference, but the tone is entirely different. An important word of warning here though, there's a big difference between suggestions and demands. Clear your Thursday night, we're going to that event on 4th, isn't going to fly with most women. Keep your conversation short and to the point. You have more than just a text conversation going on in your life, right? And even if you don't want to come across as the guy that's living for this conversation. It just comes across as needy. There's no need for silly rules around how many minutes you should wait before you reply. Instead, just reply when you can and avoid writing her a novel each time. Concise messages between other things keeps the conversation going, but lets her know that you actually have a life too. Stop waiting for validation. This is an easy trap to fall into. Nobody likes putting themselves out there and risking failure. Instead, you look for more validation that she's definitely interested before you make a move. All you're really doing is dragging things out longer than they need to be, which can get boring. If the conversation is going well, she's probably waiting for you to make that move. Go ahead and take that risk. What's the worst that happens? You do want to be more than pen pals, right? If you wait long enough, this is exactly how you'll land yourself in the dreaded friend zone. Don't let it get that far. Be assertive. As I touched on earlier, being assertive is a crucial part of conveying confidence. Be the decision maker and make the whole process that much easier. There's nothing more frustrating than a back and forth of, where should we go? I don't know, any ideas? If she's quite the reserved type, she'll appreciate you taking care of the decision making. If she's equally assertive, at least you have a starting point for figuring out your plans. Whichever it is, the whole situation becomes so much easier and you'll appear more confident. Guys that are unsure of themselves are reluctant to make decisions because they're scared of being judged for them. Don't be boring. Particularly if you know she's on dating apps or websites, never assume you're the only guy texting her. Attractive women have no shortage of options, so boring chatter quickly gets dropped. Humor is very helpful here. If you're quick-witted and funny, then even a lame conversation leaves plenty of opportunity. If humor isn't your thing, that's fine. Pay attention to how things are going. If it's getting a little dry, change the topic to something better. Avoid dwelling on negatives. Instead, focusing on something entertaining. Rather than chatting about how bad her day was, acknowledge it and quickly switch to something less mundane. Make her feel comfortable. This is such an underestimated part about dating in general. If a woman doesn't feel comfortable with you, then things aren't going to go far at all. Keeping it fun and interesting gives you the opportunity to build comfort and rapport over time. Start showering her with compliments or talking about really personal topics early and she's going to feel uneasy. This is the best way to end a text conversation for good. All in all, pay attention to the tone of the conversation. Be assertive and see how things play out. It can take a little practice, but believe me when I say too nice is much better than arrogant. There can be a fine line, just be careful not to cross it. For more tips on meeting and attracting women, head on over to BeyondAges.com and check out our expert advice and detailed expert dating courses. Bye.